We tend to forget our historical figures and the people shoulders we stand on. And she came through my being part of Outfest, and people were asking me, why don't you make a film about my friend who passed away years ago, but she was kick-ass, badass before there was even trans and activism and all of that. And we found some archival footage that was like never seen before of her in all kinds of different, not just being in demonstrations or being arrested, but also when she was like, laying in Kauai and hanging out with her friends. And so I said we have a full spectrum of what that woman was, and we have her friends who survived her, who will be able to fill in the blanks. That's why it's called the Legend of Connie Norman, because everything is like things that happened 30 to 25 years ago. But then we found the relevance of her gender journey, because she was gender nonconforming and really in touch with her two-spirit self before even we were talking about it. So that made sense to us, that it was like something that was relevant and resonant now.
In fact, that she was intersectional with a lot of issues before there were sort of correct ways to do that, and it really shows that her own personal evolution.
What sold me on making the film, it was the piece when she's speaking to that right-wing predecessor to Jerry Springer, Wally George, when she just holding her own with that crowd that was obviously paid to perform, hatred towards anybody who was LGBTQ at the time. I thought she kept herself. She kept her own self-respect, but she told him off. And I was like, wow, we need more of that now. Somebody that can be a bridge builder and can go into, let's say, the other side and still tell your own narrative and command respect. That was very important to me.
I think that some of the demonstrations at the county supervisors, where a lot of people were just screaming out in anguish, and people that are gone now, to hear those screams of these young men, that was very powerful. It still remains every time I watch it.
Oh, yeah.
It just gets me.
Yeah. Well, it was always my vision 4 years ago. We started thinking about making the film that we would want to show it. And I've shown films here before. This is like my 5th film at Outfest, but I said, I want to show it, but I want to show it in the big stage, in DGA1, where Connie belongs. And we're reintroducing her and also reminding her old friends that her legacy is not over, that we continue to fight every single day, and that her radical resistance is just part of, should be our daily struggle, and that's all I can say about that.
Yeah, I think it's important to weave her story back into the local history, which there isn't really a lot of that. It's been written about, but people don't have the memory of her anymore. And we even talked about that in the film, about why she was not remembered until now. And so now is the time. And I think politically now is the time to bring up some of her energy back.